Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. My name is Bob Lennon, president of ThermalWood Canada and host for the show. And today we really have a special guest with us here, Jason Campbell, frontman for Signal Hill. Welcome, Jason, to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Jason, you're going to be playing at Hospitality Days in July 2026 on Saturday night with the Trews and Sloan. And this is a full house Nova Scotia branded uh, lineup. And so, what do you think about that?
Well, that's a big ticket, eh? We're look at me with the A's because we are from Newfoundland. We're heading there this weekend. We're from Newfoundland, but people we're sort of like dual citizenship, right? Because we live here in Halifax and we've been at the lower deck for so long, and we get billed all the time as a Nova Scotia band. So I guess we kind of have to accept both things. But Signal Hill being, you know, landmark in Newfoundland, that
You're correct. So, we talked a little bit about this before we had the interview and stuff, and what you were telling me is that everybody in the band, this is a full time gig for you guys. Like you do this all the time. You don't have second jobs.
yes, it has. Right. Well, so Signal Hill began, it's a long story, which we don't have enough time. But Signal Hill began many, many years ago, decades ago, literally. And with Paul Lamb, Jim Lamb, and Jason Meadis. And just Jason Meadis, of course, is still in the band all these years. And I came in around the turn of the century from Newfoundland, and it's been a full-time band since the beginning, and it still continues to be. In the beginning, they used to drive back and forth to Newfoundland to play the lower deck all the time, and then it got to the point where we were playing in Ontario, and geez, all around the world. We've been in Moscow and Africa, and so it made sense to move here and live here, um, just because of the flying. And it's every Sunday at the lower deck. And over the years, we have done hospitality days before. Been a few years though, so we're really, really, excited to get out there again.
Well, that's another reason why you're here is because by popular demand. A lot of the people that enjoyed the last time you were up here, and they really kept on us about making sure if you guys have any opportunities to bring Signal Hill back, see what you can do. So, thank the people of Bathurst that were there for the last show you did because they're the ones that really requested you guys to come back.
Oh, they're very vocal about it. No, we do appreciate it. And there's something that I've always said about just about New Brunswick in general, and not every part of Canada and North America really is all about the live music and the bands. And it's just something about New Brunswick. It's always been that way. The rock music, the guitars, and there's so many great bands from out in these areas, and like we go to Moncton, we're doing the big New Year's Eve show for the city in Moncton, um, again this year, and it's just such support. So to get all the way up there in Bathurst again, and we know it's going to be such a great time, and they're going to be there ready to rock, of course, with the Trews and Sloan. What more could you ask for?
And there we go. Big trio going through. So, you touched on it a little bit a minute ago that you guys travel all around the world, but just lately, though, you were somewhere in Europe, weren't you? I thought I heard that on the news, and I could be wrong, but
Well, what's the last thing that we've done? So we're seems to be now that we're doing a regular trip to Punta Cana, so people can and I where's the links? There's links, on the socials and whatnot. Well, you can pay to go on vacation with us in Punta Cana, and we did it last year, and people may remember years and years and years ago they called it the Kitchen Kaylee in a resort in a town that was called Luperon. It was the Luperon Beach Resort. It's no longer there, and a bunch of maritime bands used to go there. And I will say again, that was at a time that we didn't even play in New Brunswick. There was no regular shows ever in New Brunswick for Signal Hill at that time. That's how long ago it was. And the first plane to fill up was out of Moncton. And then we knew something was happening up in New Brunswick. And that was when we started doing the hospitality days and the things like that. And we realized that there's a lot of support up here for the kind of music that we do, and the rest is history. But yeah, so that would be Punta Cana. And before that it was Mali. You'll remember that Canada was part of a UN mission over there, and we flew over there to entertain because they do these show tours, um, and we entertain the troops. 400 armed, completely sober troops in the African, in the Sahara Desert. It was and playing the song Africa. It was probably one of the highlights of definitely of our careers. So,
Well, that'd be kind of different, right? Armed and sober.
oh yeah, armed and sober. Yeah, no, it was pretty. We did the whole thing. Flew into Senegal. We did the Hercules with the combat landing and the whole deal and the armored personnel. Yeah, it was really. I'd never seen anything like that. Flak jackets. But of course, we were well taken care of. It was, I mean, it was really great. But it was really cool to be a part of that and do the briefings and and uh, and see what Canada was like in that mission. Canada was like, remember MASH?
Yeah.
That's what we were doing over there. We were the mobile hospitals. So whenever anything went down, Canadians went in with the helicopters and the doctors, and yeah, it was really great. I became really patriotic. It's just seeing, what we were doing over there it was really neat. When we see those Canadian Armed Forces members, when we play in Ottawa and whatnot, and of course they always ask for Africa to bring us back to that moment, and we're always so proud to be able to do it, and can't wait to do it again.
Well, that's great, and that you're supporting the armed forces and everybody that's in there. That's super. So, what are you guys working on? Anything special? Any special projects going on? We talked a little bit. You got your guitar in the back there. You got some cables. You've got a blanket of sorts that you use for killing the sound there a little bit. So, what are you up to?
Well, what we're up to is it's been too long now. We really need to do another record, and of course, um, we do all this stuff ourselves. This is the vocal booth up here, and it took a lot to hang up all those sleeping bags. So that's sort of, yeah. I've created a little vocal booth up here. So we are doing a new record. It's going to be volume 2 of Making Waves, which I can't tell you. It's probably 15 years old now, and we realized that the band has changed a lot since then, and we're really sort of shifted towards, like, we still do a lot of the pop music and the favorites, and we like getting the crowd all riled up, but the traditional Newfoundland music, and I've brought out the button accordion now, and we're sort of really sort of shifting over into that. So when you come see us play, it's always a mix of just like the pop and fun stuff, and then the traditional Newfoundland stuff, and we just go back and forth all night long with that. So we thought, well, we should probably do a record where it's really heavy on that side of things, because sometimes people just think that's all we do, which really isn't. I mean, when I joined the band, we did none of that. It was Barrett's Privateers, Sonny's Dream, that was it. But people always thought of us as this Newfoundland band that was traditional. And then over the years, we sort of like became what people thought we were, and we really enjoyed it. And of course, we put our sort of rock sensibilities to it and the pop sensibilities to it. And we realized we have enough material now between the trad songs and the original songs, and that sort of got that flavor. Really should do a record. And now that the streaming bubble has happened, and now people have been going back to vinyl, and that's sort of, the dust has settled, and it makes a lot of sense to do it. We figured, let's do volume 2, because we always intended to do a volume 2 to the Making Waves volume 1 record, and we'll remaster that one, and then eventually that'll come out as a double, and just, so the possibilities are endless, because everyone's eating up vinyl. Well, actually, I can't really move my computer, but my whole vinyl collection is over here. Everyone's into vinyl now, and it's so fun to have yourself spinning on a record. So why not? So we're almost finished. Our guitar player Scott, who I should point out, he's the first guitar player, the first member of Signal Hill to not actually be from Newfoundland. He is from here, from Halifax. So full disclosure, he's only been with us. Full disclosure, he's been, yeah, because our previous guitar player, David Keynes, moved back to Newfoundland. He was flying back and forth, and he decided the pandemic changed everything, right? And so he went back, and we ended up now with our first Nova Scotian in the band. Anyway, we've got one more song to track, and that's one that he's brought to the band that we've been working on. and with the beds, we call them, right? You know, the drums and the bass and all that. And then we'll get on the vocals, and hopefully by the time we hit hospitality days, we will have the record in our hands and at the merch table. That's our hope anyway.
That would be great because, everybody that, I've been talking to the volunteers that have been working the merch booth during these times, and they love it because, people are coming over, they're loving the music. And then after that, they're going over and standing there and buying some stuff. So definitely that'll be something to promote. And at the same time, if there's any tunes, and we'll keep in contact, because if there's anything that, we could maybe convince the radio station to play a little bit more, we will. But you might have some special tunes that you want played, and so we'll keep in contact, and let me know what's up, and we'll get it out there in the waves.
We haven't decided on a single, but I got a feeling like I feel really good about this. We call it Scott's song, but of course we write these songs together. But he's brought it to the band. But feel really good about that one. That's probably going to be the first single, but you never know, and we will definitely let you know. And I will say this, that we are the worst with merch. Like we just because we sort of manage ourselves. We have Marcel Cloutier with Talent Source. He's our agent, and he does far more than just be an agent. He really does sort of co-manage the band. But when it comes to merchandise, yeah, we've just like we're at the lower deck last Sunday, and I mean I've seen these uh, girls before. They dressed up as us as Halloween one year. They've made shirts because you go to our website and you can get stuff, but it's all sort of made to order. Like we've used the Cafe Press site, and which is great because you can have a lot of product. But at some point, and hopefully, we plan on having some t-shirts and stuff that people can just see, get their hands on and go. But they've made their own shirts. That's how bad we are with merch, and they're gorgeous. Like they cut them out, and I just said last night, and that they said they're going to make some more for us. Like we want to sell those shirts. Like we want to partner with you.
Well, there's an opportunity for entrepreneurship, right? You've got fans that are out there, and
They're better than anything we could have done.
yeah, but it's that's that's pretty bad, when you think about it. Your own fans are making their own shirts here.
Yes, no, message received, and we got to do something about it. Yes, I'm gonna be the first one to say. Ugh.
Well, we're looking forward to the album. We're looking forward to the t-shirts, and definitely we're looking forward, and everybody in Bathurst will be looking for the performance on Saturday evening, and closing off the music extravaganza at Hospitality Days, because I know you guys have the energy, and you'll be able to do a great job pulling it together. And I really appreciate you and the band for taking up our offer, and wanting to join us on that date. So thank you very much for being here.
Oh, we wouldn't miss it. I mean, look, these huge shows like that, the production's going to be huge. The Trews and Sloan. I mean, we're going to be out there with you guys, rocking out, watching those guys. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. We can't wait. I wish the other guys could be here. I'm speaking on their behalf, but we're all excited.
Well, we're excited too. So appreciate you being able to take the time today to sit down with me and do this interview. And we're going to get this out there to all our followers, and let people know what a little bit stories behind what's going on. Because, like I told you, I said this is an opportunity for us to just chat about who the band is, what you're doing, what you're working on, and these little stories are stuff that they wouldn't necessarily get a chance to hear. So, uh, thank you very much for sharing those with us.
Oh, of course, anytime. And thank you. This is the first time we've officially told people that there's a record coming. So this is great. Great for us.
Well, we'll help advertise it anytime we can. So there we have it. Thanks again.
All right. Have a great day.
And there we have it. Another edition of Northern Heat for this week, the place you come to listen to the stories that haven't been discovered yet.